They were Irish immigrants and railroad workers buried in mass graves on the main line back in the 1800s after dying from disease, and others were possibly murdered.
It is a story first uncovered by CBS 3's investigative reporter Walt Hunter. Well, today the remains of those immigrants were properly laid to rest. Eyewitness News reporter Oren Lieberman has today's story.
The funeral procession at West Laurel Hill Cemetery marked the end of a 180-year journey for 4 men and 1 woman, part of a group of Irish immigrants that died in 1832 working on the railroad at Duffy's Cut.
They left there trying to better themselves, and within 6 weeks they were all gone.
Experts suspect some died of cholera while others were murdered after contracting the disease. For nearly 2 centuries, they lay forgotten in a field near Malvern, barely a mention in the history books. But 10 years ago, Professor William Watson set out to find his countrymen and share their story.
There's a kind of inevitability of the whole thing that these men and the woman who are going to get buried today had to have their story told.
And as we honor that dignity of these immigrants today.
A crowd gathered at the cemetery to pay their final respects, the immigrant story familiar to many in attendance.
They were my countrymen, these people, who came over the same as I did some years ago, looking for a better opportunity.
Only one of the bodies from Duffy's Cut has ever been identified. John Ruddy was sent back to his native Ireland to be buried, but experts haven't been able to identify any of the bodies interred here. They hope to use advanced DNA testing one day to change that.
We're still working on it to see if we could get more DNA and more information in the future.
The immigrants came looking for the American dream, but generations later, their proper burial fulfilled another dream of keeping their story alive. In Bala Cynwyd, Oren Lieberman, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.